I built the actual computer, it wasn't that hard to build in. It was actually quite a blessing. It was really well thought of, and there's so many different routes. A small case like this, the Define C measures really well. You can put a 240 at the top, or you can put a 280 rad at the top, or a 360 at the front there, or a 480 on the front there. It's really quite, I'm quite impressed with it. It's got thumb screws on the back of the actual case where you can easily just pull them off like that and they stay in. Everything's nice and tight, and the thumb screws stay intact. It's got an acrylic so you can see the window inside your build. It's also got thumb screws on the back of the power supply, which is excellent. So that means you can build outside the case, get all the cables together and draw them through to the back and straight in with 2 thumb screws. And they're hanging thumb screws as well. You've got hanging thumb screws on the other side panel, and you've got some dampening foam as well. And it's kind of like you put it and the actual door stays on. You've got to lift it up like for the front and the other side, and then it comes off. So it's pretty cool. But this is got a nice bit of foam. It's about, I think it's about, I would say 2 mil thick, 3 mil thick. It's like a cotton sort of feel, and it keeps it all the sound nice and dampened in there, and it keeps the case nice and quiet. I've had it on for a couple of hours and I didn't see much of a change in temperatures or something. I actually thought that it would make it kind of warmer, but then it's like metal, any heat that distributes onto metals would normally heat up, but it's alright, it's quite fine. 3 cable management Velcro straps on the side here, and you can route all the cables around the actual case, and then it's got 3 places to put an SSD on the back there, and it makes it really nice and simple. You can take the thumb screw off, it hangs in the balance as well, add on the SSDs and screw it back to the back, and it's no problem whatsoever. So let me just, so you can have 3 SSDs on the back, no problem whatsoever. And then you can just, you got a thumb screw so you can take it off and work it outside the case with it. And then when you take that bracket off, you also can get to, so I'll get this off. You've got a retention bracket on the back, and then obviously it reveals it, so it's really quite cool. I like that. Cables are all managed really well in such a small case around the actual case itself. And I'll turn it around to the other side. And what I like is a bit here, if you're not using water cooling in the front here and using it at the top, you got a plate that covers over the top, so it covers all the cables and it's a nice strap. You also got breathable air holes and that, so it can breathe as well. And you got a filter which is at the bottom of the case, and I'll slide it out like that, so there's a filter there. And you can easily pull the front off quite simply with these 2. I've got to show you quickly what I'm talking about. So these 2 clips here, so you just press on it on the top, press it in the middle, press it on that side, and then you go to the other side, which is this, and do the same, top one, and then middle one, and then bottom, and then it comes away. And this is great as well because this has got a filter, not a filter, it's got the same sort of dampening foam on the front of the case as well. So I've got my radiator the other way around, and there is a clearance because there's a filter on this side as well. So I'll go around like that so you can see what I'm talking about. 2 clips, and it unplugs there. And there's my radiator, and there's the filter. It's quite a decent filter. Easily vacuum it and wash it. Hopefully don't get static electricity. As I was saying, you can put in 120mm rad, or you can put a 140 in there, no problem, on the front there. So yeah, you can put in even a 240 there if you really wanted to, or a 280. But yeah, it's as simple as that. And then, if you are going to be water cooling into the Stroud itself for a 360 rad, you'll need to take this bracket out. This holds 2 5.25 inch mechanical hard drive bay, or you can put solid state hard drives in there if you wanted to. And I like the materials, nice metal bracket, screw them on, and then you're off, you're on your way. And there's different orientations of how you do it. So you take 2 screws out the front, there they are, 1 and there. And then basically that comes out of the side, And then you've got 4 screws at the bottom that you've got to do underneath the case, which is underneath here. And then you got the drive out, the drive cage is gone, and then you can just like mount 3 SSDs on the back, which is quite cool. And as you can see at the bottom as well, you can mount another fan, 120 or 140 at the bottom as well. No, actually you can even mount a 120 on the bottom. 120. So you can mount a 120 rad at the bottom, which is quite cool. There's definitely room for overclocking and all kinds of stuff like that. So obviously you see the lovely Stroud there, fits in the new RGB Z270 motherboard. It's got a GTX 970 graphics card in there. It's got a Fractal design 360 Kelvin in the front there. You could put a 240 up there as well, and you can have water cooling going on. And talking about the top, I thought there was a bit of a problem with this metal filter, but there's a little chip there, but that's so you can grab it and place it out of the top of the case. And I thought that's quite a good idea. So this is magnetic, so you can easily just go like that, grab it, clean it, and it's done. So you can put a 120 and a 140 on the top, like I said. So you can have a 240 or a 280 at the top. On the top of the case itself, we've got a microphone jack, a headphone jack, and a reset power button, and the power button, and the USB 3 twice on the top, so that's pretty good. And I'm quite surprised, there's no LEDs or anything like that, so you can't see what your hardware's doing at the moment with LED things, but I think that's quite old school. I don't think anyone really cares about that. Then you've got room on the back of the computer itself. And then you can put a 120mm fan on the back, or you can have push and pull. There is definitely room for push and pull right there, but if you've got RGBs, it's going to probably cover it up anyway, so you just got to be careful with that. I do like the white brackets on the back. It separates it like a black and white sort of theme. It is quite cool. It does breathe pretty well. It is quite silent, and I like the standoffs. They're plastic standoffs, but they look like they're metal around the edges, but it's got rubber feet at the bottom, which is still quite cool. I do like it. And it's got room to exhaust heat and stuff like that. So if you had this case as an intake for air, it would be, I suppose it would be okay, because we've got, what have we got? We've got about 2.5 centimeters clearance of air, intake air coming out from the sides, and you can blow it straight over the motherboard and straight exhaust out the back, or both, exhaust at the back and straight from the top. So honestly, I do like this case. It's really small, it's quite square, and there's so much potential that you can do with it. You can do loads of stuff with it. Water cooling all day long with the custom water cooling, or you can do water cooling all day long, which you don't see on many cases. This case is a bit before its time, to be honest with you, really, because I'm still thinking to myself, how comes all these other cases you can only mount like one 240 or maybe a 360, but only in one orientation in the case? And if you're doing custom water cooling, it's a little bit more simple because you can do other things. But with this case, you can add a 240 straight in there, as well as another 240 or a 360 and a 120 at the back, or 120 and a 240 and a 240 at the front. There's just so many options with it. Anyway, if you like this review on this MSI and Fractal build, and obviously the water cooling as well is pretty good. I forgot to even mention that. The water cooling kept the temperatures for at least, or was it 2 hours, I had the computer on in a temperature of 32 degrees room temperature, which is like really hot, and basically it really like performed really well. It went up to 38 degrees on the CPU air cooling, but I've only got a budget CPU in there. It was only a Kabylake G4 560 or something like that. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check that out. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, dislike it, leave a comment. Tell me if you got this case, because it's been out for a while. I've had this case for a while, but I haven't opened the box because I was waiting to do this other thing called what's in the box, and I've done that now. So anyway, yeah, and this is going in the office build, which is going to be custom water cooled as well. This is going to be computer number 3, I'm guessing, so stay tuned for that. And obviously links in the description down below if you want to check out my first office build, which is an InWin 303 case, and that's all custom water cooled, and that's only recently been done. So links in the description down below that, and yeah, comment your favourite case down below. See you next one. Thanks for watching.
I asked you for the time, you got the damn right. Everything you do gives me butterflies. Eyes